everyone, David here from Beyond the Kingdoms, and it's time for my first Foodie Friday review of 2019. Every Friday at Beyond the Kingdoms is all about food, and this week I'm giving you my 5 favorite new dishes at this year's Festival of the Arts at Epcot. So let's jump right in. Back in 2017, when this event first debuted, Disney claimed that the food dishes would focus on presentation more than at other festivals. I remember back then that while the food was really pretty, some of it wasn't very practical and a little expensive for what you got. But I'm happy to report that at least with the new dishes this year, there is a great combination of style and substance. And first up, we're heading to Mexico. This booth is all about classic Latin dishes with artistic flair. Mexico is constantly rotating their menu at all of the festivals. And there are some good savory dishes here to enjoy, but my number 5 spot goes to the Chocoflan. I want to first say that I normally dislike flan. I mean, no disrespect to my abuelita who makes a killer flan, but I am not a fan of this traditional Latin custard. However, this booth right here really turned up the volume. On top is the classic flan layer, which is very rich, incredibly thick, and beautifully topped with chopped hazelnuts. But the chocolate layer underneath is to die for and makes this one a winner. The menu states that it's a simple chocolate sponge, but it is dense like a brownie, more than a sponge cake, pushing it over the edge. The Chocoflan is the best bang for your buck at this year's festival, and it comes in at $4.50. And like many dishes in today's video, it's also eligible for a snack credit on the dining plan. Next up, and to my surprise, we're going to Italy. I know that many people discredit this booth at other festivals, and I get it. There's enough Italian Americans out there who know that their nonna can whip up much better food than what's served up here. However, like Mexico, Italy revamps its menu a lot, and every once in a while, you get a good one. L'arte di mangiare translates to the art of eating, something the Italians know how to do very well, and in my number 4 spot is the roasted and candied beet salad with goat cheese fritters. The beets are a delicate pale color, and it didn't really seem roasted, but rather cured with strong shards of sea salt on top. But I really like that salty fresh combo here. It's very interesting and balanced well with the peppery salad on the side. However, the warm and soft goat cheese fritters are made of dreams, and it puts this in my top 5. This dish is certainly great for those looking for something light and refreshing. The beet salad comes in a little steep at $9, but if you're on that dining plan, it's a pretty good use of a snack credit. Next up, we're crossing the lagoon and heading to Canada to visit the Masterpiece Kitchen. This is an outstanding booth. Canada never disappoints when it comes to food at all of the festivals. The wild mushroom risotto here is exquisite, but today I'm focusing on new dishes, which is why I want to highlight the vanilla and rosewater pistachio panna cotta. There were a lot of great desserts at the festival this year, but this one really stuck with me because again, it was light and interesting with its flavors. I was expecting a really strong floral taste, but it was subtle, which I really enjoyed. And what stuck out for me was the crunchy texture coming from the crushed pistachios at the bottom. And that chocolate curl on top adds a rich but not overpowering chocolate taste to an otherwise great panna cotta. This one really embodies that combo of great presentation with good flavor. This panna cotta is oddly the only dish in today's video not eligible for a snack credit, and it comes in at $8. I definitely told you that the dishes weren't cheap at this event, but they are certainly elegant. Now, I really struggled with my number 1 spot because I had 2 dishes that were really neck and neck. But the reason my next dish comes in at number 2 instead of number 1 is simply because the presentation is not as dynamic as others around the food studios. But the flavor is a knockout. Over at the American Adventure Pavilion, we have the Artist Table, which focuses on roasted dishes rooted in German and Dutch cuisine, mainly to reflect the pavilion's colonial architecture. so you get some really hearty dishes here. And in number 2 is the beef Wellington. For some reason, I had some low expectations on this, but I was very quickly corrected when I took my first bite. The beef inside is extremely tender and elevated by the rich mushroom sauce inside. I know it's not as pretty as the rest, but this one wins because it's all about that great flavor. It's housed in a solid flaky pastry and nicely coupled with roasted baby vegetables. The beef Wellington comes in at $8 and it's perhaps the most rich in flavor of all the new dishes. Okay, so what could possibly take my number 1 spot? Well, to find out, we're going to one of my favorite pavilions, Japan. Takumi table, which translates to artisan table, serves up interesting dishes where the presentation actually goes against what you would expect with the taste of the ingredients. The sweet dish here looks like something savory, and the savory dish is shaped like a classic dessert item, which is my number 1 choice for the festival, the sushi donut. I adore sushi, and again, I went into this one with low expectations. When I approached the booth, I was stunned to see a very large line for this item. I waited longer than I ever had at any festival booth, but as I watched that chef at work, I knew I was in for a treat. On top of the donut-shaped rice, you get samplings of tuna, shrimp, and salmon. Classic sushi ingredients. And there's a collection of seaweed salad and sesame seeds. And those bright-colored cubes in there are citrus soy jelly, which adds a fun, subtle punch to the dish. This one wins for me because not only is the presentation stunning, but the fish was incredibly fresh, and overall, the dish is a great size. It simply checked all the boxes for me. The sushi donut is priced at $7.50, and it's well worth the wait if you're met with a long line. As I stated in my review, the food at Festival of the Arts has really stepped up its game. It was incredibly difficult for me to dwindle down my choices to a top 5. The overall theme I got from this year's menus is complexity. Many dishes stuck to the golden rule of 3s. 3 distinct flavors where chefs really focus on quality and how to present those flavors harmoniously together as one. I strongly feel that the food at this event is starting to be the best of all the festivals. Food and wine is starting to grow a little too big for me, and it's all about quantity now, sometimes losing its quality. Here at Festival of the Arts, we learned that less is definitely more. So there you have it, my friends, my 5 favorite new dishes at the 2019 Festival of the Arts at Epcot. I've got plenty of other videos from this event that you don't want to miss. But that's all the time I've got for today. So thank you so much for watching, and like always, remember, if you can dream it, you can do it.